Have you ever wondered why we're so drawn to bad boys in movies? Let's talk about one of the most famous examples, H and Babi from 3 Steps Above Heaven. Their story starts with a bang, but not the good kind. From their very first meeting, we see a relationship built on aggression and contempt. H introduces himself as a classic bad boy, a guy with a violent past. Their first interaction isn't romantic. It's a display of disrespect and a total lack of consent. H uses manipulation right from the get-go, setting a toxic pattern that will define their entire relationship. This bad boy persona isn't just an act. It's a reflection of toxic masculinity. H is surrounded by a culture that glorifies aggression and dominance. This kind of social pressure forces men to bottle up their emotions, leading to serious mental health issues like anxiety and depression. H's inability to process his feelings healthily means he lashes out. The way he treats everyone else, with aggression and a need to dominate, is a huge red flag. It's a clear predictor of how he's going to treat Babi, showing a consistent pattern of abusive behavior. It's a tough reality, but it's crucial to see these signs for what they are. The power dynamic between them is incredibly unbalanced from the start. H constantly uses control and intimidation. Take the party scene, for example. He completely ignores Babi's boundaries, cornering her and acting aggressively. It's not charming. It's predatory. He disrespects her space and her dignity, making her feel trapped. What's troubling is how many people, especially women, idealize characters like this. Romanticization of toxic relationships is a real social issue. It normalizes behavior that should be a deal breaker, blurring the line between passion and abuse. We need to question why we find these power imbalances appealing on screen. Their twisted dynamic quickly escalates into a game of revenge and emotional chaos. After H's public humiliation of her, Babi gets her revenge by giving his name to the police. This doesn't end things. It just ignites a cycle of manipulation and one-upmanship. The motorcycle races become their battlefield. The tension between them transforms from pure contempt into a dangerous, electrifying attraction. They're drawn to each other in this high-risk environment, and their impulsive connection deepens. This isn't a healthy foundation for love. It's a bond forged in toxicity and adrenaline, which only reinforces how dangerous their relationship truly is. So, what makes a relationship like this so addictive? It's a psychological principle called intermittent reinforcement. H and Babi's relationship is a roller coaster of rejection and reward. One moment he's pushing her away, the next he's pulling her in. This cycle creates a powerful emotional dependence. When we experience pleasure, our brain releases dopamine. The same thing happens when we anticipate a reward. In toxic relationships, the uncertainty of when you will get that next bit of affection makes the reward even more potent. This unpredictability keeps Babi hooked, constantly chasing that feeling of validation and keeping her trapped in a cycle she can't seem to escape. Despite all the abuse, Babi finds moments of intense joy in H's small gestures of affection. When he does something unexpectedly kind, it reaffirms her desire for him. She starts to idealize these rare moments of tenderness, clinging to them as proof that he cares. This creates a pattern where Babi remains emotionally attached, almost as if his pain and her suffering are what connect them. She seeks validation through his approval, which only deepens her dependency. It's a classic sign of a trauma bond, where the moments of affection feel so good precisely because the periods of abuse are so bad. Eventually, we get a glimpse into why H is the way he is. We learn about his past traumas, specifically his painful relationship with his mother. This context helps explain his violent outbursts and aggressive behavior. His hostility toward women might stem from a deep, unresolved resentment toward his mother, which he now projects onto others, including Babi. When she hears his story, Babi shows compassion. This creates a huge internal conflict for her. She now sees the broken boy behind the aggressive man, which makes it even harder for her to leave the toxic relationship she's in. Justifying bad behavior is a common and dangerous trap in harmful relationships. Babi starts to normalize H's aggression, and it even starts to affect her own behavior. She becomes more rebellious, more willing to break rules. This dynamic is a form of emotional manipulation. H's behavior slowly chips away at Babi's sense of self and her understanding of healthy boundaries. She starts to lose sight of what's acceptable and what's not, making excuses for actions that are clearly damaging. This is a slippery slope that can lead to a complete loss of personal identity. The relationship continues to escalate. H takes Babi to get a tattoo, an act that feels less like a shared experience and more like he's marking his territory, a symbol of possession. Then, when a teacher threatens Babi's friend, H's intervention isn't just protective. It's violent and extreme. He crosses a line, showing a frightening escalation in his behavior. The relationship is no longer just about thrilling rebellion. It's now characterized by clear signs of control and emotional manipulation. These acts aren't romantic. They're about power and ownership, and they pull Babi deeper into his dangerous world. Even in this toxic mess, there are moments of emotional reinforcement that keep Babi invested. After moments of protest or doubt, H will do something that gives her a rush of gratification. This reward makes her want to keep pleasing him, to get back to that good feeling. This is the intermittent reinforcement cycle in action. It's a powerful psychological tool that can lead people to make impulsive decisions that are not in their own best interest. Babi keeps choosing to stay, hoping for the next high, even as the lows get lower and more dangerous. There's a famous metaphor about a frog in boiling water. If you drop a frog into a pot of boiling water, it will jump out immediately. But if you put it in lukewarm water and slowly turn up the heat, it won't notice the gradual change and will be boiled alive. This perfectly symbolizes how toxic relationships work. The damage doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow burn of subtle manipulations and escalating abuse. It's so important to recognize when a relationship starts to feel off, when the water starts getting warmer, before you reach a point of no return. The breaking point finally arrives with the tragic death of H's best friend Paulo. This devastating event triggers a violent, uncontrollable outburst in H. He completely loses control and destroys everything in his path, including his relationship with Babi. In that moment, she sees the full extent of his destructive rage, and it's terrifying. His behavior becomes completely unsustainable. The illusion shatters, and Babi realizes she has to get away to protect herself. The pain becomes too much, and the relationship finally collapses under the weight of its own toxicity. The breakup is heartbreaking, but it's absolutely necessary for both of them. In the end, H is left alone, reflecting on his losses and the inevitability of change. He laments that things can't go back to the way they were, that some relationships simply deteriorate. The story concludes with a powerful, unspoken truth. Genuine love can't be built on pain and control. It has to be based on mutual respect, safety, and well-being. It's a tough lesson, but an essential one. If you or someone you know is in a relationship that feels unsafe or controlling, please know there is help available. You can reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Remember, you deserve to feel safe and respected. Thanks for watching, and if you found this analysis helpful, please like and subscribe for more content.